welcome back to The Dial, episode 3. I am Yanko, and I'm here with...
Daniel.
Yeah, guys, man. Thank you so much for your support on episode 1 and 2.
Let's just give a shout out to everyone.
Man. Thank you so much.
On TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Spotify, on just everywhere. You guys have shown so much love, and that's why we're back, because you actually like us. So
yeah,
now you can't get rid of us.
Did you actually think we were gonna get this much love first time, or was
bro
it
the first
gonna
week?
Be like,
Bro, like remember I called you and I panicked.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, what do you mean we're getting this much love in the first week, like episode 1 before episode 2, and the excitement people had for episode 2, already getting we ruffled some feathers last episode. If you haven't watched it, check it out.
Somebody said your forehead is huge. They also said my forehead's
massive. So homeboy made fun of my forehead. That's crazy, but it's all love. That's all love. Appreciate it. We just want to bring you guys together, community, and like we said, it's not about us. We just happen to be the guys that you're seeing on your screens, but for now, so wow, all the love. We're back, episode 3. Let's do it.
So it was a big month last month, April, huh?
Oh, the biggest month.
Watches and Wonders.
Watches and Wonders 2024 in Geneva, the biggest watch fair in the world, where, if you don't know, guys, 54 brands from all over the world, from Rolex to Patek to Ulysse Nardin to Tissot to Rado to everyone in between, comes together and releases new watches. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I saw on their website they had a funny stat where there were so many people, like 49,000 people this year, and they sold 100,000 cups of coffee.
Wow.
That's how
I actually didn't.
That's how crazy it was.
Stat.
So of course, incredible watches were released. Absolutely incredible. Brands I didn't even know existed were present that we saw, and just shout out to Watches and Wonders for that lovely coverage. Incredible experience.
The Instagram was just going crazy.
It was
just
insane.
Notifications on notifications.
New drops, new release, and it would It was actually almost like every 7 minutes, something ridiculous. Like there was always a post,
always something,
video, shares, likes. So and hopefully, with the help of you guys, we
we go there, bro.
We could be there next year, guys. Hey,
listen,
let's dream big. We want to be there next year, wherever it's gonna be. Might be in Geneva again next year. We'll see. So with your guys' help, we can definitely be there and
for sure
give you guys first-hand experience. This episode of the Dial Podcast is sponsored by Eclectic Fragrance, organic luxury at its finest. New one coming soon.
Right, so let's dive into our favorite releases at Watches and Wonders 2024. But first of all, I actually have to make an honorable mention to the Bulgari Octo Finissimo watch. Now, why do I say that? This watch, Daniel, is the thinnest watch in the world.
Saw it, yeah. Bulgari, they reclaimed the throne, yeah.
Exactly. And they actually reclaimed the throne from, Richard Mille. Because Richard Mille had the one that they collaborated with Ferrari, the RMUP01, which held the title as the case was 1.75 millimeters. So it's very tiny.
That is ridiculous.
Exactly.
Wait, so how thin is the Bulgari one?
Bulgari is 1.70. So it's 0.5. So people are trying to outdo each other here, but it's great.
How do you fit a watch?
You should watch the video. It's insane.
Wow.
It's so insane.
1.70 millimeters thin.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly.
Wow.
So to dive into the watch just quickly, the Octo Finissimo Ultra COSC has a mechanical manufacture with an ultra-thin movement with a manual winding. And according to the website, this watch expresses the desire to go beyond its limits and play with the extremes. Of course, it's very, very extreme.
That is extreme.
Even if you look at the watch, it's just like, okay, this is where do I read the time kind of thing.
Like,
exactly.
Where do we start?
So The case is 40 millimeters, which is it's actually a good size, in sandblasted titanium with an open work dial, so you'll actually be able to see it. Hour and minute regulated display counters in a PVD treatment with the black hands, of course, indicating the time. And then it comes in a titanium bracelet, which is actually even thinner at 1.50 millimeters.
These guys are playing with physics, bro. They're defying logic.
But just think about it, 1 millimeter, 1.5. That is nothing, bro.
And Bulgari, bro. I don't know how they figured that out.
I don't know.
That is crazy.
So special shout out to them. Okay, so what were your favorite releases of Watches and Wonders 2024?
2024. I've got two.
Okay.
Two ones that stood out for me. Of course, guys, I mean, to go through all of them, we're gonna be here for a long time. Yeah. So I'll just pick two. You might hate me for both.
Oh no.
You're gonna hate me for one. And let's get that one out the way. From Hublot. Hublot. Hi, Nico. Hublot released the MP10 Tourbillon Weight Energy System Titanium.
Okay.
And when I tell you that this watch looks like something out of like a James Bond movie.
Wow,
but like a futuristic James Bond movie. So like, you know, he has like, it's one of his gadgets where like it does something.
Yeah.
But like only he has it.
Yes.
That's what it gives me. The special thing about this watch, my friend, is that there is no dial. There is no hands. There is no oscillating weight. Instead, there is a roller display with a circular power reserve and an inclined tourbillon automatic winding by 2 linear weights. Announcement of this MP, so MP stands for manufacture piece, right? So it's sort of like, some people like, oh, it's like a concept, but this is real.
It does look like a concept.
It does look like a concept.
It, yeah.
And they've managed to put together form, structure, and substance, right? Uniqueness into a watch. Just some quick facts about this watch, guys, is that this watch, the case is a shiny micro-blasted titanium case, 30 meter water resistance, so it's not that deep. It's not that deep, so careful with that. Comes with a sapphire and anti-reflective treatment crystal glass. The dial, there is no dial, but the dial, standard, it tells you hours, minutes, quite a few complications, indicated iodized aluminium, cylinders, seconds indicated by a fastened and suspended tourbillon. Movement is a self-winding power reserve and skeleton tourbillon inclined at 35 degrees, and the power reserve is about 48 hours.
Okay,
and it comes in a pretty standard black rubber strap. This watch is purely based off how they put it together and their willingness to, despite all the hate and all the, I guess animosity towards the brand, for their very thick watches for most part, they're not shy to say, oh, but we can also make this. We don't care what you think. This watch is beautiful. I'm just going to show you a quick snippet of it. This is what it looks like.
Oh, wow.
Incredible.
Sheesh.
Very unique. And the price is very unique as well.
Talk to me.
The price is a whopping 250,000 Swiss franc.
Okay.
Or that in rands, for us normal people. It costs 5.1 million rand.
Insane.
For the Hublot Tourbillon MP10 Weight Energy System Titanium. That's my first one. And the way they introduce it is on their website, they say Hublot opens a door to the future of watchmaking. So they really see this type of watch and this type of innovation as like the next level.
Let me ask you this question though, right? We all know that Hublot isn't the most liked of brands, right?
Yeah.
Do you think somehow Hublot being like the hated kid in school gives them some sort of like publicity and fame.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you think when people hate on Hublot, it just gives them more power? It just gives them more like presence?
Yeah, I think it's again because you'll obviously wonder why are people hating this brand so much? Like why? So then that piques interest. Like what did they do? What did they say? Whatever. And then you kind of still see them at Watches and Wonders. The biggest watch event on the planet, one of the most hated brands is there. And they will exhibit. And
which is funny, right? Because you think since the watch industry hates their watches, no one's buying them. But they still got a standard. People are still buying them.
People will go to Hublot and be like, show me what's next. And this MP10 Tourbillon is an example of that. So I think it's more of when there's animosity towards you and you use that to say, okay, clearly I'm not for you, but I'm going to do me anyway.
Unapologetically themselves.
It creates a natural desire to want to know why and how. How is this brand still here? Why are people still buying Hublot? Because they exist because people buy it, right? They're making money. So they exist because there are still people who will look at a Hublot like this one for me. I mean, it's probably really big, and I don't have the biggest wrist, so maybe not will look good on me.
Hublots are notoriously big watches.
Very, very big watches. So it may not look good on me because I don't have a large wrist, practically speaking. But I can appreciate the fact that a brand, an individual, this can branch out to many elements that has negative, publicity for maybe how they make their watches. Maybe it's their desire to not fit in as well. You spoke about Bulgari and the thinnest watch in the world. A crap load of complications, moon phases, and all that kind of stuff. Hublot's like chunky, big, whole bunch of stuff. And Hublot, nice and it's like it's like, do you want this or not? So and that's what I like about it. That's what I like about it. I do think that their animosity within industry towards them definitely gives them an edge because people naturally are like, okay, but why?
Like, why are you still here?
Yeah, why are you still here?
We hate you.
And then some people who are new are like, why do you hate Hublot? Now you want to find out.
Why do people hate?
And then you'll find out that someone who is new will realize, oh, Hublot's actually like
kinda,
myself.
It's actually not that bad.
It's actually kind of nice. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, follow-up question. One more before you go on to your second watch. Do you see a future where Hublot gets a redemption arc?
No.
Where the villain arc closes, where the villain era ends? Do you see one day where people are like, you know what, man, I think it's time we start forgiving Hublot?
If they conform, yeah.
So you think Hublot is non-conforming?
No, definitely not.
What's non-conforming to you? Making big watches or making undesirable? What's non-conforming?
Like non-conforming is, like following similar shapes. Like non-conforming, I would put MBNF in that category. People don't conform. Like they do what they want. They're not gonna make a watch that kind of looks like a perpetual or kind of looks like a it's giving presidential bracelet vibes. No, it's Hublot. Like when you see you'll see a particular Patek and then let's say a cheaper brand and the model looks similar, right? When a Hublot pops up, there's no mistaking. No one is making Hublot homages out here in these streets. No one
wants to take that risk.
No one is doing that because they're like, we're gonna do what we want, and that's what makes us attractive to those that like us. Because the people that buy Hublots, I can only make the assumption that they like the fact that this is a bold statement. Quality, it's not cheap at all. I just told you this one is 5.1 million rand or 250,000 Swiss franc. But you are still within the realm of luxury, regardless. It's like, for example, like I could say the same about Hermes, for example. When you think of Hermes, you think of the bags, you think of the fashion. You think
I didn't even know they made a.
Bro, those guys make watches as well.
They do Adele.
They make watches, and it's like, oh, okay, so they can also do that. I wouldn't call Hermes totally conforming, right? And so that's what I like about Hublot. That's what I like about this particular watch. And when I saw the attention it got at Watches and Wonders, like through some videos like I watched, I was like, oh, okay, so I know not all of you like Hublot who are in this room,
but at least they got your attention, kind of.
And that's all they want. They're like, you are still looking at us. As much as you say,
hate us,
you will say, I don't like Hublot, I'll never buy one. When I drop, you know, and you want to know. So that's what I like about it.
Interesting. Okay. Take us to your second watch then.
My second watch, ladies and gentlemen, from 2024 Watches and Wonders is the... Please, I do not speak... I do not speak
Disclaimer,
European.
guys.
Disclaimer, I do not speak European.
Either way, they'll still roast you anyway.
Facts.
Yeah.
The Ulysses Nardin Freak S Nomad. Now, this is another watch. Maybe there's a reason for this, but there's another watch where maybe the most unconventional watch I've seen this year. And, let me just, before getting into it, let me just show you what it looks like again to remind you.
The Freak.
The Freak.
I like it.
Right, the Freak. And it's a freak of a watch. The original Freak, if I'm not mistaken, came out around 2 decades ago. 2 decades ago, so it's actually been quite some time, early 2000s. And Ulysses was like, you know what? Let's just bring this paradox back. Let's just throw this in the works. And let's just say that this Freak S Nomad, guys, is very, very special. Just to give you some information here on the website, they speak of it in such a way. They say, the Freak S Nomad testifies to Ulysses Nardin's deep love for haute horology, right? So that sort of artistic, right? What is like how do we turn horology into art? And rare artifacts by using unique finishing techniques that define the most exquisite luxury watches. 45mm case. Only 99 pieces of this watch will ever exist. Wow. Price, and I'm reading from the website.
How much is it?
Price on demand. So we don't even know what much it costs.
Okay.
They tell you it's that. If you can afford it, it doesn't matter. Ask for it and you shall receive. Just some stats. It's made up of 373 parts. It's got a 72-hour power reserve, standard hour function, only an hour function, does not have seconds or minutes. Titanium case, sapphire glass, the self-winding watch, with which I haven't heard this term before, an anthracite rubber ballistic textured strap. Right?
Yeah.
So
mouthful,
but very rugged, very innovative, very mechanical. It's a great balance of, I believe, ruggedness, quality mechanics, kind of that skeleton look, kind of that raw finish, and luxury at the end of the day, because it does give off that we're going to the mountains watch, but at the same time you're wearing a watch where the price is on demand. So you obviously know the luxury and quality and prestige, but still I'm a very big fan of just even this sort of, I don't know if you want to call it sort of like motif, this kind of like grain motif. Let me show you. This is the grain motif on the dial.
Textured. Very
textured. It's it comes across as a very rich watch.
It looks like even the way it looks like it's freaky. I guess that's why it's called the Freak. But it weird, looks like a spaceship almost.
It's strange. It's very, very
it's
strange.
Very like, and what am I looking at exactly?
And I love that. So
I love the label that says freak.
right, just as freak.
Just in case you forget what the name of the watch is.
It's you're wearing a freak. And yeah, these two watches just took my attention. I said, and fine enough, both of them don't have a dial, technically, and they don't know. So
it's just the movement.
The movement and that sort of rawness, luxurious, and what it comes across as a very reliable watch. So yeah, those are my short but very favorite, two favorite picks. That I could choose from, because trust me, there were a lot.
There were so many.
There were so
honestly,
much more.
there was.
But I just want to talk about those two guys, because I think, yeah, man, you know, we spoke about collaboration watches in episode 1, and if individual brands on their own are willing to take risks like this and to show us the horological aspect, imagine Ulysses Nardine, you know, partnering with another sort of artistic brand. Imagine what they can make.
I think that can definitely happen, eh?
Right, you know, so things like that. So I'm very excited for what's to come.
For sure.
But yeah, man, those are
that's
my
your two.
Those are my two from Watches and Wonders. Yeah.
All right. So I of course did an honorable mention,
Yes,
which is the Vulgari Octo Finissimo. By the way, guys, if you want to know how much that Vulgari is, it's going around 8 million rand.
the way you just rolled off the tongue, like it's going for 8
million rand. Yeah, pretty cheap, you know.
It's not that expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, cameraman, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not that expensive. It's only 8 million. But the second watch that I thought for me stood out, although it's not a watch that I would necessarily like, but I know it's your type watch. But the reason why I picked this as my favorite watch from Watches and Wonders is because what they're doing with the brand.
Okay.
And that is Parmigiani Fleurier. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes.
Parmigiani Fleurier, specifically the Toric Petit Second.
One of the new ones. One of the new boys.
Exactly. So Parmigiani Fleurier is a very, very new brand. It actually started in 1996. And it actually got recognition in 2023 because King Charles was actually his actual favorite watch brand. So King Charles rocks them.
That's next level clout, by the way.
The King of England rocks your watches. That is next level,
that's
bro.
Next level clout.
Like,
wow, I'm not surprised though. They make beautiful watches.
Yeah, for
Beautiful
sure.
watches, yeah.
But you know, it's funny though. You'd think King Charles would rock British-made watches.
You would think so. I mean, they'd all drive like Range Rovers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think
very interesting, eh?
Yeah, but I think that's the thing with also, the watch world is like you want that, that IWC. You want, like I think at that point it doesn't really matter, if you were patriotic, to some degree. And I mean it's a great watch. I mean, and also you're the King of England, bro.
Yeah.
Like what are you gonna say to him?
Yeah.
You have to wear British watches. He'll be like, no.
I think that's his choice. And King Charles is, especially these days, is known to be very stylish. He's always very well dressed. I don't know if you've seen him in pictures.
Always very well dressed, yeah.
Always in beautiful suits.
I remember seeing like the old photos back in the day. Very well dressed, suits all the time, well tailored. Wide pant, very stylish. Back in the day when men dressed
so
to
well.
the T, perfectly. So yeah, I'm not surprised. But tell me more about that watch.
Yeah, so basically the dial is a very beautiful sand gold color with hand grained finishing, which shows like a little bit of a texture. It comes in an 18 karat rose gold 40.6 millimeter case.
Ooh.
With an anti-reflective sapphire. So the 40 millimeter is actually a really good size. You could fit on both our wrists.
Yeah.
The strap is alligator material. It's like a greenish color. And I would say that it doesn't look out of place. I mean, a green strap, I've never kind of seen anyone put a green strap on a watch. But if you look at that watch, it doesn't feel out of place because the green is more subdued. It's not like green, but it's more of like a very deep, subtle kind of green.
Okay.
So, like I said, guys, I said that it's not really my favorite watch, but I know it's your type watch because you like a simple watch face. You don't really the way I know you're like simple. Just yeah.
Like I mean, ironically, what I just showed you guys, my favorites from Watches and Wonders are extremely complicated.
Something expected, yeah.
But I mean, these aren't watches I wouldn't personally wear. I just appreciate the craftsmanship and time that goes into making it. So you're right, 100%.
So the reason why I love Parmigiani Fleurier is what they're doing to promote to young people, the younger generation.
Okay.
Their marketing style is amazing. Even if you go to like their Instagram page, they always have young people who are enthusiastic about the brand. And I feel like a lot of watch companies these days, they always like to fall back into their client base. They're not really an expanding type, you know. They're not really like, hey, I want to go and get Daniel. I want to go get Daniel's generation. I want to go get Yanko's generation.
They find their click and
they're like,
they stay
okay, yeah.
it.
I mean, if you like us, come join us, but I'm not gonna go find you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna
go out of my way.
Go out of my way to bring you in. Okay.
Let me ask you before I say why I love them. Okay. Why do you think that is?
Why brands don't?
Yeah.
I think it's purely business, bro. I think that there is a lot of risk.
Why don't they love young people?
Well, I think for two reasons. A lot of these watch brands are old, right?
So they rely on tradition almost.
They're old. They're tradition. They're conservative. You know, they launched in 1996. That's our generation. So of course, they know that the more people within our generation will see their brand. They're aware of that. Whereas, you know, Patek isn't like Richard Mills. He's not worried about. They're not worried about, you know, a 24, 25, 20-year-old even acknowledging the brand from an aspect of we care about you. They have already reached the point where I think that they're beyond that, but just because of longevity and time. And brand positioning. They've also chosen to position their brand for young people. Young people who are working, striving, successful, and working to that success as well.
It's very refreshing. Hey,
you know, it's good because you know the watch world can be very daunting because you easily kind of get stuck into Rolex-ish. I need to get to be able to get that.
But it's not always about.
It's not always about. Okay, I need to get that. It's like, so who's going to carry me through that journey, right? And definitely, Piaget is one such brand.
Parmigiani Fleurier, honestly, guys, you've got a fan in me, man. You've definitely got a fan in me. I really love what you guys are doing. So, for the last section of the podcast, let's discuss the community. General chats, guys. Like
general chats, man. Actually,
we've seen your comments.
Yeah.
We've read all of them.
We've read every single one.
Yeah.
The guy who doesn't like my forehead, shout out to you. We actually got a lovely comment by a lady who said that, you know, she's so happy that there is a South African platform for timepieces. Thank you. Thank you so much. That really
warmed our hearts, honestly.
And I mean, a lot of funny ones, especially that clip of the Gégé Lecoute. The 750k one,
yes.
the reversal. Tribute chrono.
Yeah.
And people were saying like, yeah, you know, when I see it on my wrist, I know I sold my soul, and
yeah,
you know, like you're like, actually, guys, but like, how much is a kidney for real?
Exactly.
And,
yeah.
You know, so we got some funny comments, and
my favorite comment from that video was, I'd buy the watch if I could time travel.
Yeah, if I could time travel.
Yeah.
Like then it's worth the money.
Yeah.
So no, we love the engagement. We love you guys talking. We've had some.
That's what it's all about.
We've had some comments where you guys are like, you know, having conversations with us. When you talked about Omega Swatch and that gentleman who was going off in the comments and, you know, telling us his piece, and it's all love, guys. You know. We just want to grow a community. We want you guys to feel welcome, to feel comfortable. You know, we are not experts. We're also new to the game.
We're also learning, students of the game.
We're students of the game, lifelong students, and we want you guys to learn with us. And you guys must teach us, because already there was someone in the comments
correcting us.
And there was someone in the comments that was like, I have this watch and I have this watch, and we're like, okay. Hey, there's money in the community. So, you
Yeah.
know, which is lovely. So, just this is more of just a thank you guys again for all the love, support.
Really, honestly.
And like we promised you in our prologue
Mm.
and episode 1 that things are coming.
Mm.
Things will only get better. And
They're already actually giving us video ideas, eh?
Yeah.
Have you seen the?
Yeah, already. It's
like, oh no, we need to do.
yeah, there's Rolex and Omega and all that. So we hear you guys, and yeah, wow. It's really humbling to considering, guys. This is like we've only been alive for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And the amount of engagement, the amount of love,
comments,
support, and just conversations between you guys, not even involving us, just amongst you guys, is really, really, it's really energizing. It really is energizing, and thank you.
Yeah. No, honestly, guys, thank you so much. And please, guys, continue commenting. If you guys got a video idea, look, as much as this is our channel, it's also yours because, you know, you are our friends. And I think we see you more than just viewers.
Yeah.
We see you more as our family, our community, you know.
Exactly.
So if you want to comment something, if you have an idea, if you have things that you want to talk about, who knows? Maybe one day we'll actually pick out of the head of comments and be like, you know what? This is actually a conversation that we need to have.
And we want you guys to feel welcome to ask us anything. You know, when we don't know, we will talk about it amongst ourselves and we'll all figure it out. You know,
it's a figuring out process.
Yeah. But no, thank you guys. Please like, subscribe,
comment. Of course, we
let us know what your favorite watches from Watches and Wonders were 2024. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah. And as always, stay on the watch.